this is Gretchen from the Avondale Civic Center Library. Welcome to More to Explore. More to Explore is a program for ages 6 to 12. In More to Explore, we will learn, create, and share. Tune in every week for new activities.
Last week's brain teaser asked, a woman was washing windows on a 50-foot ladder. She slipped and fell onto the concrete sidewalk. She was not injured in any way. How? The answer is she was standing on the bottom rung, so she didn't fall very far at all. This week's question is, a ball is thrown. Without touching or hitting anything, the ball stops and comes right back to the thrower. Why? Find out next time. Hi, welcome to December More to Explore. Today I'm going to talk about what is in your kit, and we are going to do the first activity. Just to let you know, since it is December, we usually take a few weeks off, so some of the activities this month will not include a video, but I wanted to show you what was inside the bag. So first off, you have some papers in here. The first one is a list of the activities that we're going to be doing this month. Then you have some holiday cutouts, which is for our first activity, which is the light up holiday card. You have a little bingo board, a white sheet of paper, which is just a plain piece of printer paper. That's for our polar bear bookmark. And then you have a heavier, thicker cardstock for our card. You also have a toilet paper roll and 2 sheets of tissue paper for your holiday or your New Year's popper. And then you have a little baggie which has 2 ribbons for the holiday New Year's popper, copper tape, a battery, and then a little tiny LED light. So those are all in your bag. Plus, in your bag will be confetti for your New Year's popper. I wanted to cover a few items in your kit that aren't going to have a video with them. One is the book bingo board. So the book bingo is, if you look at your sheet, it's 4 across and 4 down or 4 diagonal. What you need to do, you choose which set of books sounds the most interesting to you. You'll notice it's not titles you have to read, it's descriptions of books. So, for example, if I wanted to get a diagonal bingo, I would need to read a funny book, a book with an animal on the cover, a book with a cover that is your favorite color, and a book that was written in 2019 or 2020. You could choose to go across or this one or down, whichever way you want. And then what happens is when you have finished your 4 in a row, you've got a bingo, you need to bring your card into the library. If you bring your card into the library, you will get a coupon for a sweet treat at Culver's. So this is a great way to keep your reading going during winter break, and also to get a nice prize for it. Bingo is the 3rd item in our kit. The 4th week has a Santa's activity kit for you to do if you would like. I didn't print this one out, so if you're interested, I put the link on the paper there so you can go in and download it and print it if you would like. It's from our friends at Grin and Print, the ones that made the turkey bowling game from last month, and they provided this free link for an activity book for you to use. Our holiday card today, we are going to make it light up with some cool stem materials. So we have copper tape, so you're going to need that. It is sticky on one side once you peel off the white backing. You need your LED light, your button battery, some tape, and then your printout of different holiday symbols. We have items that represent Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate holidays, that's totally fine. You also have a paper that you're going to use for your card, so you can draw something instead if you would like. If you want to use one of these holiday printables, you're going to cut it out so we have it ready to use for our card. With your cardstock, you are going to fold it. You can decide if you want to just fold it in half and have a larger card, or you can cut off part of it, or you can fold it again and make it a smaller card. The smaller card should also hide some of the electronics that are going to be in the background. I might have to trim my tree just a little bit because right now it's kind of sticking over the edge. You're going to tape or glue your decoration down on the front, or if you're drawing, you'll have that all finished. Then you're going to need to decide where you want the light up to be. So I want my star to light up on my tree. I need to poke a hole in order to have this LED light go through, and unfortunately, even though I'm trying, the light itself doesn't really poke through very well. It might poke through just the plain paper, which that works just fine. But behind that, I have cardstock. So you could use a push pin, or you could use, I'm going to try scissors. Ooh, and I just made a little slit. You can see in the back I made a little hole. What I'm going to do next is put my LED light through my hole. So I have my little light right there. And then I'm going to be working on the back side of my decoration. So I have my LED light right here. I'm going to spread out the little metal pieces because I'm going to be connecting it to make a circuit for it to light up. Okay, so I've bent my legs on my LED, my contacts, and I'm going to do the next step, which is I need to have my copper tape and my battery. So for my circuit, I want it to be where I can have the two metal pieces of the LED connecting with my copper wire. So here I tried it out on my own because I've never done this before and I thought it was really cool. So what I had done was I took my copper tape and I made a C shape. Right here was the button battery. So I taped the button battery in. So it looked like, let me fix it here. It looked like this. And ideally my LED would be right here, but that made my light just like on the side of my tree. So I need to make sure that I'm connecting my copper tape to the two metal pieces of my LED. I'm going to peel the back off of the copper tape. That way I can have it stick and I don't need to use tape to put it down. So this is the important part, the copper tape. So I'm just going to make a line from one of the ends of the LED. Here was something else I just discovered. The battery and the copper tape and the LED all have to make a closed circuit. That means everything has to be able to touch. So do not take your copper tape all the way out to the end. You want to go down a little ways, then turn. I'm going to re-stick this down. You're just going to turn. You don't need to cut to turn the corner. You're just going to turn. And then I'm going to do it again. Actually, that piece came off. I'm going to just leave it right here. And it doesn't have to be a square. It doesn't have to be straight lines, because the main part is that all the pieces are going to be able to connect. So I'm going to need this piece right here. be able to touch my LED light. And the battery is also going to need to touch the copper wire over here. So you'll see that I put copper wire on the top, the plus of my battery, and the bottom of the battery, the minus side, is touching the copper tape underneath. Then I can tape it to keep it in place. Okay. So now I'm going to connect the circuit all together by pressing down on the LED wires. And when I do that, it lights up on the other side. If you're sending this card to someone, you may not want it to light up right away, but if you're using it at home, you might want the light going. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape the LED metal pieces down, because it's only when I keep them touching the copper wire will it turn on the light. You'll see that when I put pressure on my card at the top, my tree lights up. If you're able to keep enough pressure on the metal parts of the LED light, which are called the cathode and the anode, your light will stay on continuously. If your LED isn't lighting up, you can try a few different things. One is make sure the long leg of the LED light is touching the positive circuit. So the side that has the plus with the copper tape on top, that's the plus side. And then the negative part of the circuit is where the battery is resting on top of the copper tape. You can try that. Make sure that you're putting enough pressure on the legs of the LED to make sure that they're making contact with the copper tape. Bruce is a grumpy bear who loves eggs. Imagine his surprise when the eggs he's preparing to cook hatch. Soon the 4 geese are following Bruce around, thinking he is their mama. Bruce tries to get the geese to fly south for the winter, but realizes he may be stuck with them. Find out what happens to Bruce and his geese in Mother Bruce by Ryan T. Higgins. Chapter book I'd like to recommend today is Winter House by Ben Gooderson. I love mysteries, and I really like this book because it has mysteries, magic, friendship, and word puzzles, which are also a favorite of mine. It reminds me a bit of The Name of This Book is Secret, which is also a great book. Elizabeth lives with her mean aunt and uncle, who send her away to a hotel in the middle of nowhere during winter break. When Elizabeth arrives at Winter House, she meets a boy her own age named Freddie. They discover they both love puzzles, but even more importantly, they start finding hidden puzzles throughout Winter House. Someone wants to stop them before they solve the mystery. Will Freddie and Elizabeth figure out the house's mysteries and escape with their lives? Find out in Winter House.